How do you choose a mortgage lender? With the thousands and thousands of mortgage lenders out there, how do you make the right choice? Well, in today's video, I wanted to go through several different things that I would hope that you would be asking these different lenders in order to make the best decision for you. So let's get into it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rick Elmendorf. I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I've been in the business for over 30 years. And I've seen every trick, every scam, every mistake borrowers have made in choosing a lender. So in this video, I wanted to go through the things you really want to watch for in a mortgage lender. First off, let's talk about the Realtor or builder referral. You know, a Realtor or builder referral doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that they're the best. In fact, I would believe that they are the ones, these are the loan officers that you really need to check out the most. It's really important you get to the bottom line of who you're working with. And there are some simple ways to do your due diligence. Number one, schedule an introductory call. Do this before filling out an application. Ask questions that give you a general sense of their experience level. Secondly, I would ask the lender to send you some numbers, send you a loan summary, and watch how long it takes them to get it to you. This is going to be a telltale sign as to their speed and, of course, how competitive their rates are. You know, a big red flag is if a lender won't give you numbers up front or they won't schedule a time with you to talk. I would just literally run at that point. I'm going to get flamed for this comment, but it's true. You know, loan officers make the mistake of not giving a quote or saying, hey, go online and complete a loan application before we talk because, hey, I want to see everything. There's a time for that, but I will tell you in most cases, that's just the wrong way to go about it. Especially if you've already had an initial call with a loan officer, they already know the best course of action. They already kind of know which way they're going to push the financing ship. So there's no reason why they can't give you numbers, make some recommendations at that point. You know, if the process seems overwhelming, it's really a good idea to follow these steps and talk to a good experienced loan officer. The second thing you really want to look at is their experience. I've always said that a good mortgage lender should act like a strategic partner, not just a loan officer pushing papers, because experience matters. So in that vein, it's not a crime to ask your loan officer, you know, how long you've been in business? How many loans do you do a year? And by the way, you can always check their bluff by going to Scotsman Guide. There's actually a link to show all of the rankings year by year of loan officers. So you can literally just type in their name and it'll tell you how many loans they did. But one place where a loan officer's experience really shines or really makes a difference is at the home offer stage. This is a really big deal. You may think that when you're buying a house, your agent does all the talking. Well, they don't. Your lender has a tremendous amount of input in the decision-making on the seller side. Good listing agents that are representing sellers, when you make an offer, that listing agent should call the lender. They're looking for some kind of groovy feeling about your financing. They want to know that this lender sounds knowledgeable, experienced. They want to like the lender. You know, there's a lot to that. They want to know who the lender is. Good listing agents are going to call your loan officer. And you need to ask yourself, is this the guy or girl you want talking to the listing agent about your offer, about the house that you love? Is this guy going to help you or hurt you? So you need to really ask yourself that question because it will happen. The next important thing you need to have in a loan officer is speed. I always believe that 90% of the business earned is due to the speed of the response and the professionalism of the presentation. Speed is everything, and especially everything if you're trying to beat out multiple offers in a home purchase. Speed is everything when you're trying to refinance because every day is additional interest, right? Here are several ways where speed could matter. First of all, speed and getting your numbers up front. Okay, how long are they taking to get you numbers? We already talked about this, right? If they can't give you numbers up front, then what's wrong? Secondly, speed in getting you pre-approved. Did your application come over like 3 days ago and you still haven't gotten your pre-approval letter? I mean, you should be getting that like same day. Thirdly, speed getting back to you when you email or leave a message or call. Do they return your calls promptly? Do they get back to your emails or texts promptly? That's a big deal because it's defining how they're going to handle the process down the road. Speed in getting your loan fully approved and closed. I mean, you're not going to be able to really experience this until you've already made the decision to use them as your loan officer but obviously that's a big deal. That's why I kind of asked the question like about the speed question up front is, how long is it taking you? What would you recommend? And then hopefully they'll be able to talk to you a little bit about speed, how fast they do loans, why that's important, how that goes into winning an offer, so on and so forth. And the last thing I wanted to mention about speed is proactive speed. This is the intangible and what separates a good loan officer from a great loan officer. How fast is this person from identifying problems before they happen? By the way, you're going to uncover some of these things and I want you to look for them. Like, they're going to bring up stuff that you didn't think to ask. That's what I mean about proactive speed. This experience that comes up. What are they looking for that I have no idea what to look for, right? That's a big deal. Are they going to catch problems early? Are they going to foresee what's going on with interest rates and lock you before rates get bad? How fast and consistent are they during your pre-approval stage in keeping you updated with the market, interest rates, and things like that? It's a big deal, proactive speed. These are just a few ways that speed matters, in my opinion. Loan officers that have teams are really good to work with. That means that loan officer is out doing what is in their highest and best use. They're in their genius zone. They're handling things that they should be handling. They're looking for things that could affect you as their client. That's a good thing. They're not bogged down by paperwork or following up on documents and things like that. So loan officers having a team is a good thing. Now let's talk about rates. Don't just shop rates. Shop terms, shop fees. The lowest rate is not always the best deal. Some lenders bury fees in the fine print. I'm going to give you an example, and it's hopefully I don't get in trouble by this, but let's talk about Navy Federal Credit Union. I'm a big VA lender and loan officer, and I come across Navy Fed all the time. Now, I love Navy Fed. They're a great bank. I'm a military family, so I get it. But what I don't like about what they do, and this is not just Navy Fed, this is a lot of lenders. They bury what's called an origination fee in the fine print. Now, Navy Fed buries a 1% origination fee in the fine print. So if you look on their website and you see, here's what their VA rate is, you're going to get a VA rate, and it's going to say whatever the rate is, and then whatever their discount points are. That's not the end of the story. And if you scroll all the way down, you unhide, you literally have to click like 3 times to find it. But it says, all rates include a 1% origination fee. You can waive this origination fee by increasing your rate 0.25%. But 1% origination fee is 1% of the amount that you're borrowing. So on a $500,000 loan, that's $5,000. That's a lot of money, and it's hidden for most buyers. So it's important to see, does this lender have good rates and fees, or do they even have fees? Some lenders don't even have any lender's fees on VA loans. That was me saying I don't have lender fees. That's just our company. Last thing is discount points. Some lenders, it's funny, they will be so pushy on wanting you to buy down your interest rate, because most consumers, they are so focused on interest rate and payment, they don't really look at the bigger picture. Hey, maybe paying points is not what you should be doing, especially if rates are dropping. You want to take a higher interest rate. I talk to customers all day, every single day. And the thing that blows my mind is that loan officers are not spending the time going over the options that a borrower has. There's not just one rate. There's not just 3 rates. If you looked at my screen when I'm looking at it would make your head spin. There's like 30 rates. I can give you from low to high. But to be simple about it, the lower the rate, the lower the payment, but the higher the cost. The higher the rate, the higher the payment, but the lower the cost. So you have to find that sweet spot based on you. And that's where the originator comes in and makes that recommendation. But don't be forced into paying discount points. Don't be forced into paying origination fees. It's not always the best thing to do. Lastly, you should be checking reviews and garnering some sort of social proof. Hey, it's a good idea to check online reviews, but be careful, because some are fake, some are exaggerated. Some just have people just write stuff about them that's not true. But anyway, a good lender or loan officer should have some sort of a positive online presence. Zillow is a good site for people that have gone through the home buying process. They will post on Zillow. Redfin has one. These are mainly where loan officers will hang out. So I hope this was helpful, and you are now left with the decision of choosing a loan officer. And I hope all of these things that I'm recommending you do help you make that choice. And if you have any questions, I am always there. You can leave me a comment. I do respond to those. This is Rick Elmendorf, and I'll see you in the next video.